it's Dana from MOY Resin MV. We're gonna pour a table today. So we have prepped this tabletop. We have pre-coated it. We're using our favorite ice thin resin. So we've pre-coated this tabletop with a white pigment and the ice thin. The pigment that we used was our ice epoxy. This is a pigment paste. A little bit goes a long way. And I am doing this table, it's gonna be for a child. So we have some fun colors, some glitter, some sparkles, of course. So here we go. All right, I'm gonna start out by getting some ring. We're gonna do some ring pours in different spots. Try to stay away from the edges with this so that when I stretch the rings, they stay on the tabletop and they don't go to the edges where they're gonna run right off. And this is just alternating your colors. Pour directly in the middle. It doesn't matter how big or small you make your pour there. And we're just gonna do this over the tabletop until I've emptied these cups. All right, I'm gonna take a heat gun lightly over this, not to move it, but just to get everything kind of warmed up, and it'll make it move a little bit quicker. Now I'm gonna stretch it. And the trick here is I just want to move it slightly. So I don't want to tilt too hard. And then I want to go back and forth to make it stripe versus stretching it too quick. Now that I've stretched this out a little bit and made these funky, cool, like stripes in it, I'm going to pour the colors that I dirty poured together, and I'm gonna pour it into the space that we have left and not go over the design that we've already made. All right, again, I'm gonna take some heat to this area, and then I'm gonna give it a little couple tilts. We're gonna try to close in some holes. Just gonna add a little bit of this pink that I have left here. Just some random little swipes. How you erase it if you make a drop. All right, next up we're gonna do this straight through the middle. I kind of laid out here my shape that I want this to go in. So I'm just gonna follow this line. I'm gonna take my stick and then I'm gonna come through with some white lines in here. Or I'm sorry, some pink lines because it's too much white. So I'm gonna come through the white with the pink. So I'm gonna start over here. I'm gonna try not to have like a bubble on there, try to make it flat. And I'm just gonna trace through. And I'm gonna grab some more color and try to go into that same line, but I'm gonna come from the other way. So we're gonna let this sit for a little bit until the sides don't bounce back as quick, like it looks more like honey versus water. So probably about anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes this will sit, and then we're gonna rip our tape and let it run over. And then we are going to apply a decal next time and clear coat. All right, we're gonna pull this tape. Actually, I need to move this. Not as close to the edge. And we're gonna let our resin run over a little bit. So we're gonna let that start to go over. And then I'm gonna take my hand around the whole way and make sure everything's got a nice coating on it. So we'll let this drip for a couple minutes and then come back in and wipe it.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Can anybody hear me?
All right, now I'm gonna come around here and I'm going to basically just kind of rub this so that there's no white spots, and it will continue to flow over for the next, it'll drip over for a while. I don't know exactly how long, but then we will come and scrape the drips off the bottom, and eventually once it's hardened we'll sand them off of the back. But right now I just want to make sure that everything is covered. I break all that surface tension and allow the resin to all kind of flow over and cover all of the gaps. And it doesn't matter if you mix colors, because again, this is going to keep flowing over. And I do a walk around and kind of look to make sure I don't have any white spots, but also your hand should slide the whole way around and not catch any resistance. And if you see any spots that need a little, you can grab your drips and kind of use that. Again, this is going to continue to run over, so you won't see any of that once it's done. And this is just a quick torch for bubbles. This is just a quick scrape that we do it helps get off that excess resin off of the bottom, and it makes it a lot easier to sand those drips off once it gets to that stage. Hey guys, it's Dana from MOY Resin MV. Today we are going to continue working on our tabletop. So we have done our first pour, and I'm going to clean it off with some rubbing alcohol, apply the decal, and then we're going to just clear coat over top. I always cut a piece of this off just in case I don't like where this ended up. Then I can easily peel it back off and replace it, and then I just kind of take that off when I'm ready. So I want to avoid the decal, and then this will, after I press this down, this will allow me to grab this and rip it off easily as well. Now for the hard part, we are going to seal this decal in with some clear resin. I did add a little bit of our Ultra Sparkle white. It's just a little speck, so you can see that it added some shimmer in there, because there's zero situation where more glitter is bad. So I didn't tape my sides. I'm just gonna let that clear coat run right over. I'm gonna torch it or heat gun it for bubbles a couple times in this next process. And then tomorrow we'll come back in and we'll check her out. Hey guys, it's Dana from MOI Resin Envy in Disguise. This is my sanding disguise. Today we are going to sand our stitch table. So I put a tablecloth down just because I don't want to get any impressions from the table on the front of this. I just did the final coat yesterday, so I want to keep that safe, but we're going to sand all these hard drips off and get this ready to put legs on.